Everybody, if you can join me in welcoming Meaghan Becker to Mogul Mastermind to talk to us about what's going on in the Vancouver market.
Awesome. Well, thanks for that great intro, James. And I am super excited to be in Vancouver. Like they say, West Coast is the best coast, and excited to bring you the market update for what's going on in our amazing city here. So a couple things to touch on here. When it comes to the market, just getting an idea of what exactly is going on. So a couple of things that got released. One thing at the beginning of this year is the home buyer rescission period. So this is the government's response to the market last year with all of the unconditional offers that they implemented. Basically, this cooling off period for buyers gives them 3 business days to rescind an offer at 0.25% of the total purchase price. And so this really, what this means moving forward, this really only affects offers without subjects. And I think based on where the market is right now, I'm not sure if we're going to see a ton of those, but here it is to protect buyers. The other thing, I'm sure that you guys, have seen tons of news articles. There's a lot of negative in the news. I mean, the news's goal is to sell headlines, to sell stories, to sell advertisements. So they like to give things that people are going to, freak out about. So I want to bring you guys some good news. And that's basically what this article says, is talking about the labor market that's going on here in Vancouver. And just to summarize this, is it's projected about 1 million job openings between now and 2032. So a lot of opportunity for real estate. I'm not going to read through all of this. You guys will have full access to all of these slides. It'll get emailed out after the presentation here. But this last line here, with these million job openings, about 37% are due to a growing economy, which is pretty standard. But 63% of those openings will be a result of retiring workers. So all this means is everything in the real estate market, it's a domino effect. Little things affect other little things. And so I think what we're going to see here is a lot of opportunity with, these baby boomers retiring. We're going to see probably an increase in demand in maybe some vacation properties, spots like Whistler or the Sunshine Coast. Maybe more availability for properties or more inventory coming to the market for, those larger type family homes that are more centrally located. Another thing to be aware of is the Broadway subway project here in Vancouver. And so with any type of, massive transportation project like this, I would say, it's short-term gain or short-term pain for long-term gain. Yes, it might not be ideal to be living in these communities in the immediate future while there's a lot of construction and noise and disruption, but long-term, this is where we're going to see an increase in property values. And I know you guys as seasoned investors know that real estate is a long game. So, there is a play to start looking at properties, in the future in these areas here. Inflation is a hot topic right now. Just to really summarize what's going on, it dipped to 5.9% here in January. And I think even though food prices, I think we're all well aware food prices are gone up, especially here in the lower mainland. But the actual benchmark inflation rate has gone down, which is good news and a step in the right direction. What the government set out to do is in fact working. And that's what we're seeing in interest rates increases. The intended goal with the rate increases has been working. Borrowing has gone down, spending has gone down, and for those of you that are not fully connected with what we have available with Mogul Realty Group here is our mortgage broker partner, Keaton Kirkwood. So he just gave us a brief summary here of, just some tips for you guys as investors here. And we're likely to see variable interest rates stabilize over the next 6 months here. And there is a huge opportunity right now to rush those rate holds, to get ahead of these potential increases if we do see that. And the best thing about that is that you get this rate hold to protect yourself if rates do go up, but in the event that rates do go down, you get the lower rate. So it's a win-win there. So if you're at all considering purchasing something in the next handful of months, months here, get connected with a Mogul agent. We can connect you with Keaton and he can get you that rate hold there. So to go into the stats here, and I think what everyone wants to know is, okay, what's going on in the real estate market, but how does this actually affect you if you're making a move here? So just a quick summary of what's going on. So 1,022 sales here, that's down year over year, about 50%, and down month over month. Active listings are up, so just more inventory on the market, 23% year over year, fairly flat month over month. Sales to active listing ratio. So how many sales are happening based on how many properties are hitting the market. So all residential, that's all residential properties. We're sitting at 14%. So 14% of homes that are being listed are selling. That also equates to 7.3 months worth of inventory there. And I break it down into the different property types here. So detached homes sitting around 10%, townhomes 13%, and then apartments at 16.7% there. So anything between a 12 to 20% is considered a balanced market. If you're less than 12%, it's a buyer's market. Not as many homes are selling, and then anything above 20% is a seller's market. And so as you can see, it varies depending on the property type that you are looking at there. And I think the opportunity for sellers in these areas with low inventory is that you have an opportunity to bring a great property to the market. And so I think if you've got a property that might be a tougher sell, if conditions not great or the location might be a little bit tricky, we would encourage you to get that market or get that property listed ASAP so that you're not competing when more inventory hits the market. If you've got a property that's 10 out of 10 location, condition, everything, it might be worth waiting a little bit until there is a little bit more movement in the market. And it really depends on your scenario, because maybe you're coordinating a purchase as well, or you're relocating. And so this is where it's super valuable to be able to talk directly with an agent to give you that perspective. So to put this into a graph, just to give you a wider perspective here. So yes, things have slowed down since the last couple of years. We all know COVID saw a huge increase in things, but we're basically sitting at pre-COVID levels if we take that big stance back there. Looking at benchmark price here. So benchmark sale price is very similar to an average sale price, except with the benchmark price, they've removed all of those big outliers. So you have your averages here. There might be like a huge outlier here or outlier here. They've taken that average just to give you a more realistic number. So all residential, we're sitting about 1.1 million. So we're down a little bit year over year, fairly flat month over month. Detached homes, we're sitting at an benchmark sale price of 1.8 million, again down 9% year over year, fairly flat month over month. Attached homes, so there's your townhomes, duplexes, we're sitting just over $1 million there, down about 3% year over year and slightly up month over month. Apartments, we're sitting at 720,000, and again we're fairly flat year over year and month over month there. So here's the good news story that we're going to end on here. Whoops. Oh geez, sorry about that. Home prices are starting to go back out. So this is a article from our real estate board, and basically just summarizing that I think in December, January, we saw a lot of slowdown in activity for obvious reasons. People are on holidays, people are traveling, it's cooler weather, people aren't as inclined to go out there to view properties or whatever that is. And obviously the mortgage rates had that effect. But what this article is saying is that already we're just over halfway through February, and there was about 8,000 homes that were listed, all varying types, up to mid-February. So we are starting to see more properties come to market. I think we're going to see a really great spring market here in Vancouver. And then, yeah, just to really summarize, what does this mean for For buyers, I think what this means is that there's going to be more opportunities to purchase homes at lower prices. There's just going to be more available there. You're not going to be a motivated buyer and have to really settle for something that you're not happy with. And I think what this means for sellers is just setting those realistic expectations when it comes to price, that there's going to be more inventory. So your property needs to absolutely shine. It needs to shine online and then in person. And that's where the marketing comes into play there. And I think, just to summarize all of this together is that stats they impact different property types, different communities, different areas a little bit differently. So it really depends on where you're looking to move. And that's why it's always great to sit down, get in touch with a Mogul agent, ask them to buy you coffee. That's our favorite thing to talk about, is real estate and how we can best serve and help people and get them into a great property, and really just make sure that you're an educated buyer or an educated seller when it comes to making a move. So I hope you guys enjoyed the market update for Vancouver. If you're inclined to make a move out here like I did, let's definitely stay connected here. So.